Tim, good to see you.
G'day,
Thanks for
g'day.
good to see you, and thanks for
Thank
joining us on the EV Marketplace on a Wednesday night. Thank you.
thank you so much for having me. I've been watching you for ages, and I'm really honoured to be asked to be on.
Thanks, Tim. Give a quick plug for your YouTube channel before we get stuck into it first. You've been doing YouTube for a long time. That's how we met. So
Yes, yes, I've been doing YouTube for a while. I actually started off doing as most Asians do, food and travel. But last November I started chemo, so
okay.
I wasn't allowed to leave the country, and I kind of thought I'm going to pivot to my second love, which
Yeah.
is automobiles, driving cars, and I'm actually quite surprised how that's taken off.
That's good. Yeah, Tim, have a look at Tim's channel. Tim eats and travels and drives EVs now. But but you just
Yeah.
bought a brand new BMW electric one. There's only one that we're talking about. And well, let's have a look at it first. Let's have a look at the day you took delivery, which wasn't that long ago, right? Tell me what you bought.
No, no. Well, I got myself a brand new 2026 iX3 50 Neue Klasse.
Mm,
It's seriously such a spectacular
yeah.
vehicle. It's everything I wanted in an EV and more.
It is a beautiful car.
Yeah.
I mean, it has polarized a few people. If you've got a few comments about its looks already. Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of BMW purists will absolutely hate this new design language, but for me, it was love at first sight.
Yeah.
I love the look of the legacy
Yeah.
1960 BMWs, the ones that actually
Yeah.
defined the brand and saved BMW. And
Exactly.
I'm genuinely so
Mm,
happy that they've actually gone back to that design, and
yeah.
that iconic kidney grille, the narrow kidney grille's back. I think BMW for a few generations, in my personal opinion, and I'm probably going to get hate for this. I'll get BMW cancelled. But I felt that maybe they went slightly OTT with
Yeah.
their over exaggerated grills,
Yeah.
pretty much what the other German
Mm,
brand is currently doing with their new GLC 400s,
yeah.
which I feel is a bit maybe
Yeah.
too big.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
did, and they've got it right on this one. I like it too, and it looks like it's the shape of things to come for some of the other ones as well. But we'll get to that a bit later on because this is your first EV, and what was your EV aha moment? When did it first start to make sense? Right?
Oh, well, I think with one of your previous people in your shows actually said the exact reason when I had that aha moment was when premium unleaded hit $2.60 here in
Yeah.
Melbourne, and I was driving a BMW G60, a 5 Series,
Yeah.
and that only takes premium. And whilst it's not a huge guzzler, it wasn't. It was quite thirsty,
Yeah.
and I kind of thought to myself, you know what? If ever I needed an excuse to jump the EV fence, that was it. And I
It-
think it's just going to get worse,
yeah. The
and it
uncertainty.
hasn't improved.
The uncertainty, and we've had a few people on the show this year already taking advantage. That's been the tipping point for them. Unbelievable. They had they had some curiosity. They were interested in EVs, but yeah, that was really the tipping point. I had a look at your BMW 5 Series, and it was the new shape, right? And I almost thought it was
Yes.
an EV. I almost mistook it for the EV. Were you tempted by the EV when you bought that one only a couple of years ago?
Yes. So actually, I bought that literally 2 months after I got back from my wedding when in Scotland, and I had this stunning, seriously stunning Mercedes
Mm,
E Class, and it's just such a beautiful car to drive.
yeah,
I actually came back thinking I'm going to jump the fence and get myself a Merc,
yeah,
but they didn't have that model in Australia at that point. So I went back to BMW, and I fell in love instantly
yeah,
with the G60, with that the 5 Series shape.
yeah.
The i5 hadn't been released at that
I see.
point.
Okay.
Um, had it been available,
Yeah,
I possibly would have considered it, but I think
yeah,
the payoff was that it didn't have the range I wanted.
yeah,
In my mind, I had this imaginary, probably unrealistic um, point where I felt that if the car and the range met my expectations, then I would get it.
yeah,
And in my mind, I needed a car at least 650 Ks,
yeah,
at least. And the i5 really, realistically, wasn't able to
yeah.
meet those kind of expectations. So I was happy to stick with internal combustion. I've been internal combustion lover my whole life, like most people, most of your viewers as well.
Yeah.
And for the first time, this iX3 Neue Klasse actually exceeded my minimum threshold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, it's a good-looking car. Did you? Yeah. Was it love at first sight?
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, truthfully, when I walked into the dealership, I was looking at the iX,
Yeah. Okay.
um, and you know, I did all my research on the iX, and I went in there and I wanted to go for a test drive. And my dealer, who I actually bought my G60 from,
Yeah.
actually says, "Tim, I've got a very interesting proposition for you." Yes, exactly. Um, and it was only a week and a half before I walked in the dealership door that they released,
Yeah.
they had the big road show in Melbourne. And he says, "Tim, the iX3 has just been released, and I want to talk to you about it." It would have been in his interest,
Yeah.
best interest, for me to walk out the iX. He would have got more commission for it.
Yeah.
He probably would have been able to get older stock off the
Yeah.
showroom, but I really trust my dealer. I bought another car from him before, and after the fact that knowing that he looks after me,
Yeah.
I would continually go back to him because I trust him.
And,
But yeah, I
and
walked in there for the iX, and I walked out with an iX3.
and this is not being sponsored by BMW or the dealer.
No, no,
I don't know to be. I'm not being paid. Tim, you bought it yourself, didn't you? You didn't. They didn't.
I bought it myself.
Yeah.
Ex- yeah, not sponsored, nothing at all.
Yeah.
I just love BMW. Um, I paid for it out of my own cash. Actual cash. I didn't get a novated lease. There's no agreement between me and
Yeah.
BMW. I just love their cars.
And you're happy to mention which dealership it was?
Yes, of course. I bought my iX3 and my G60 from
Yeah.
Waverley BMW in Glen Waverley.
In Melbourne, in Australia. For anyone watching overseas, I'm amazed.
Yes.
I'm amazed that they came to Australia so quickly. There's a couple of things for anyone watching overseas. Tim will back me up here. They came much faster than I expected. I thought they were selling so well overseas, and we're right-hand drive here, but I thought they were selling so well overseas. It'll take 6 months into the year before they get here.
I ordered my car on the 30th of March, and I had to wait till the 30th of July to receive it. And that's the longest I've ever done. I've never bought a car unsighted and no test drive ever in my life before. It's the most impulsive thing I've ever done, but I signed on the dotted line. I needed it.
That's pretty quick for even for by. But I'm amazed they came as quickly, and they were taking orders that early. And check out the retail prices here in Australia, because I think we're getting a pretty good deal, as we do with a lot of your overseas cars. I think it's not a bad deal. I'm not going to name prices here because they vary from state to state, but yeah, I think it was pretty well priced overall, considering the BMW range and some of the competition, particularly compared to the iX, which is still pretty expensive straight off the floor, isn't it? Yeah,
Well, the iX is a premium
yeah,
car. Not that the iX3 isn't, but the iX3 is effectively 3 Series. So you have to understand that there are
yeah,
going to be, you know, gaps, differences between that and the iX, which is their flagship
yeah.
till the iX5 comes in. But the iX is significantly dearer vehicle.
Yours is a nice car. So we're about to have a look, and I've seen them on the road. Also, I've seen about half a dozen on the road in Sydney. Here, you're in Melbourne, I'm in Sydney, and I've seen a half a dozen. That's a sign that they're going out quickly, and they're bigger. They're big car. The frunk is maybe surprised. We'll get to some more details about what you like, and having a frunk for a start is a bonus. I think a lot of these cars haven't. So
Well, coming from an ice, and we don't have frunks. Oh, sorry, as BMW, they don't like calling it frunks. It's a front boot.
front boot or
Front boot.
fruit.
Fruit. I think I've called it a fruit before, and most people just scratch their heads. But it's tiny. It's not that big. It's
Okay.
what 58 liters, so it's
Okay.
actually not that big. But it has the tire repair kit. It's
Yeah.
got the multi function charger, and a
Yeah.
short, I think 5 or 6 meter Type 2 charging
Yeah.
cable, and that's all. It's perfect.
I,
The only gap, I
yeah.
just wish it was like the Mercedes, where you can actually touch the actual roundel, and it'll just pop it. I still have to do the
Yeah.
double pull from within the cabin. I just wish
Yeah, yeah.
they just
It'd be nice if it was electric or electric button. And Tesla, which I've got, is just big enough. It's not that practical, but I keep all my camera stuff in there and a jacket and bits and pieces. So all my camera gear is just in the front of the car. Don't tell anyone in case they steal it. But then I've got my camera gear always 1B tripods, all the junk, and that's just the camera spot. So
Yeah.
it seems
Yeah.
to be
Well, at least you have this. Yeah, at least you have sentry mode on your Tesla.
Yeah.
If anyone tries to steal anything, we don't have anything like that in BMW.
They've taken a radical new approach to this. There's some pretty interesting features on the inside. Did you like all this, or was the bits and pieces you weren't so happy with?
Um, Firstly, that free cut, almost hexagonal screen, I liked it because it didn't look like your bog standard rectangular monitor. Um, it, this would not be a cheap technology to make, yeah. And believe it or not, it was designed perfectly because the steering wheel isn't round
Yeah.
and it isn't rectangular. It's like
A lip
so
toy. Yeah. It's just
elliptoid.
squirrel. Yeah. Mm.
Squirrel. That's right. It's a squirrel shape. So the end on the left hand side of the steering wheel kind of just sits flush with that angled free cut screen, and I think it's been designed with typical German perfection. Is the perfect angle where you can actually see the entire screen.
Yeah. Something different. And then it's got, you can just see a couple of the lights up on the top of the dashboard to the right of the image there. And there's some smaller indicators and signals up there just below the windscreen, isn't there as well?
Yes, that's a 48-inch pillar-to-pillar panoramic vision screen. It is stunning. Like I know in this image, it's not really a clear. You don't get clear perception of it, or even if you've watched YouTube videos on it, it doesn't actually give you how amazing it really is.
Yeah.
It is stunning when you're in there, sitting in that seat, or even in the front passenger seat. That panoramic screen is stunning. It's actually revolutionized my expectations when it comes to not just the instrument cluster, but display of information.
So,
I think it's wonderful.
So a big step up forward from even the 5 Series, which was only a 5-year-old car, really, as well.
Oh yeah, significant step up. I don't think I could ever get another car without a panoramic screen. That's how much it's affected me.
I'm a screen guy. Bring all the screens. Bring all the screens on. Here you are. You look like you're sitting in the cockpit of the Enterprise, right? It's like
as a tracker and a trackee is my perfect place. I love it. I love it.
Do you feel better sitting up higher than the 5 Series? It's sort of getting. I mean, we're all getting older, but not. I'm older than you, but I don't like getting down into a sedan anymore.
Well, it's my first SUV. I've only ever had hatchbacks or sedans or saloons in my entire driving life. So for me to step up to SUV, it was a welcome relief because I can finally come up to the same height as everyone else, because everyone has SUVs these days or massive four-wheel drives, and I'd always, they tower over me.
Here's a really good one of you just driving out of the dealership for the very first time. You look like you're shitting yourself.
I was shooting bricks because I was a little more cavalier with when I finally got a test drive of the iX3, because that's Waverley's car, not my car. But this was the first time driving my car. I didn't want to scratch it.
You did well. And speaking of scratches, you got home and you noticed, and then given that you had done a very detailed inspection of the car at the showroom, you were quite surprised when you got home to see a little bit of a scratch on the side of the door handle. What happened?
It wasn't a scratch. Turned out massive rookie mistake. It was a reflection.
You can see the background behind this in Tim's video. If you watch the full delivery video, we're laughing because he did a very detailed inspection at the time of delivery and then came home and saw this scratch. Tried to rub it out for quite some time with the tried and true method, just your finger. which didn't work. And then it did until you pushed the door handle back in again, and it worked. It disappeared magically because it was just a shadow.
I actually had someone comment saying, Tim, I've worked 25 years in media and camera, and I could have told you that was a reflection.
Yeah. And so, and so have you, Tim, as well. For those of you who
I
might
know.
be recognizing Tim, he is on a fairly popular TV show on. If you can't figure it out, I'll leave you. You can try and work it out yourself. But most of you have probably watched it. Even those of you who said you don't watch it, you have probably watched it. So it's a guilty pleasure for many people. And that's where you can see Tim is in his other job as well. Hey, I love the new BMW logo as well. And
Oh,
you do like the color of this car, and this is about as nice as it gets, right?
oh, it's stunning. So my favorite color is green.
Mm,
And when I read that eucalyptus green
mm.
was one of the choices I could have,
Yeah,
I instantly chose it. And but the thing is, it's not just green.
yeah,
It's depending on the angle and the lighting conditions, it's so very typically BMW,
yeah.
it changes color. It almost looks gray, but it's stunning in the sun and it's stunning in the shade. And I think this new roundel just works perfectly with the car. Yeah, it's just beautiful, and it no
It
longer
looks,
has the
yeah.
inlaid chrome.
It's gone, but it harks back to the simple times. I mean, you can't we're
Yeah,
not that old. Wouldn't get too romantic about this, but it does hark back to a simpler time of the original Neue Klasse. Right, without that chrome, it's just a slightly flatter, more simple design. I like it too. If you and I know
yeah.
you appreciate design. I appreciate it as well, and it is a good look. I like it a lot too. I'm going to play a video here of your feelings when you first discovered
I
regen
know.
braking for the first time.
My God, the regeneration. Okay, this is car engineering
Now
magic
you
here,
watch videos
right?
for a living and
One
comment.
thing I've noticed when I'm driving and I come to an intersection, there are no
Look at
cars in front
myself.
of me. I lift my foot off the accelerator and it decelerates at a normal pace, and I have to then apply brakes to come to a halt at the intersection. However, coming up to this intersection, there are cars in front of me. I lifted my foot off completely off the accelerator, and the car slowed down magically so that it would come to the perfect resting position without me having to use the brakes. What witchcraft is this?
Oh my god, what a big drama queen there.
Solid gold entertainment. It's solid gold entertainment.
Look, we don't have regen. We don't have one pedal driving in ICE cars. So that was completely blowing to me. But having said that, though, I had a media loan car from Zika before. I had the 7X,
Yeah.
which is a stunning car. Had I not bought the BMW or been a BMW fanboy, I seriously would have considered the 7X performance, 100%. But the regen on that was very strong, and it didn't have this intelligent regen stop, which the iX3 has.
Yeah.
So for me, it was actually mind blowing.
Yeah. It makes
I'm
a
sure you've
difference.
known about this for such a long time, being an EV driver. So this is something an ICE driver's just discovered as wow.
And there's been a generation in between, without prattling on about it, which has been very solid, heavy regen. You have to really learn to fettle this accelerator to get the exact sort of stopping distance and performance that you want. But with BMW jumped all the way over that with this new tech, and they do all the hard work for you. So you get the best of regen, and you get the best of braking, and you stop exactly where you need to stop. And they do
Magic.
it for you. That's my understanding. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they call it the heart of joy.
Yeah.
So-
and it has given you a heart of joy.
Absolutely. Oh, look, I work in marketing, and I would have absolutely coined that term myself.
Yeah, I know it's a beautiful marketing term, and looking at it has given you a heart of joy.
Yeah.
The other thing that we've noticed is that there's a bit of a theme starting here. Our guests last week from This Stellar Life, Adrian and Brandy, they didn't pay for the aftermarket ceramic coating on their JQJ5, and You didn't either. That's so. We're starting to get a little bit of a trend here, and I've got again a video here of what the
Oh,
process, because it is interesting. We'll get serious for a minute, and watch this, because it's not that hard. It's not that expensive, and to do the job yourself, it is a big difference between home and aftermarket from the dealership. And again, we're not bagging dealerships too much, but it is one of the things that people don't enjoy sometimes, that last step of the process, buying a car. But let's take a look at this. There's two things there. The car looks absolutely stunning in that shot. Even before you washed it, during you washed it, and after you washed it, that front of that car looked absolutely stunning. But
it really is.
Was it as easy as you thought?
Oh, that's actually the second car I've ceramic coated. So I already knew the process, and truthfully, I would have actually added one extra step, but I didn't want to overly complicate such a brand new car. But I would have actually used the DA polisher and actually just polish the car a little bit more. I would have used a prep so that so it bonds better with the ceramic coating. But what this new line, a new generation of ceramic coating, is that anyone at home can do it. It's actually relatively easy. You don't need an incredibly specced up garage or sterile, well lit environment to do it. The product by NextGen, and once again, not sponsored. I paid for it myself out of my own pocket. I had nothing to do with them at all. I bought their products because I did my research. And their product is only a 12-month ceramic coating. So this is, I suppose, the payoff. If you don't have the inclination to do the ceramic coating yourself, or you want a 7-year or 10-year ceramic coating, definitely going through a dealership or an aftermarket ceramic coater is definitely the easiest route. You're going to pay for it. I love to wash my cars. I love to maintain my cars. I find, like, I remember growing up as a kid, I would do that with my dad every Sunday. And I find that I'm continuing that today. And I just enjoy it. I love it. And I think it's a lot of people don't realize how easy it is.
Can you tell me how much that kit was?
It wasn't expensive. So I think the actual 365 Pro, off the top of my head, it was like $80 for the ceramic coating itself, along with a primer. But then, you need to buy the foam decon and the iron decon, especially if you've had your car for a little while. One of the issues you have is you want to have as clean and as smooth a surface as possible. The foam decon, a contact wash will clean a lot out. But the things like iron filings and brake dust, which that just won't wash off. So you may need to use an iron decontaminant to remove that as well, or you need to polish that off. So I could actually get really detailed into this if you want me to bore your viewers.
If you've got the confidence, last week our guest had a $35,000 car. It's a gem. It's gold. It's a $200,000 car. They've got the confidence to do it inside and out. If you've got the confidence to do it on a brand new BMW and before, then
I did put down a few bucks for the iX3, but I felt confident in ceramic coating myself. And I suppose if you've never done it before, there is that risk. If you're risk averse, I'd go with an aftermarket supplier.
And what's your charging setup now that you've got an EV? How are you charging it?
Well, actually, the iX3 was actually the end of my electrification journey.
Yeah, okay.
I've had a solar array.
All right.
I think it was only a 6.6 kilowatt solar array for many years, for over
Yeah.
10 years. And with everything that's happened, with fuel prices and everything and energy prices going up, I decided I need to really invest in the long-term electrification future. So I upgraded to a 13 kilowatt solar array.
Yeah.
I installed a 41.9 kilowatt hour home battery. I installed a Zappy EV charger. I upgraded the power line, since unfortunately only single phase here.
Yeah.
And the car was the last kind of piece of the puzzle. And I did my research in terms of solar access. Oh, and also I don't have a garage, so I have a very long driveway.
Okay.
Yes. So the issue I have, and I don't trust humanity as a general rule. I worry that someone's going to drive into my driveway and plug their EV into my EV charger
Yeah.
and steal my power. So one of the conditions of the EV charger was that it had to either have an RF card
Yeah.
or it needed a code, and the Zappy charger did that for me
Okay, cool. Yeah,
perfectly.
cool. Good thinking. Yeah, that's good. And just on that, the BMW has V2 load as well, doesn't it? You can plug appliances into it.
You can indeed. Yeah, it does have V2L, and I believe in Europe it has V2G as well.
Yeah,
Obviously, Zappy charger I have is not credited for
Yeah.
V2G, so that's probably something I'll have to upgrade down the line. But yeah, I do a lot of camping, so this car is going to come in handy. I can plug in my espresso machine or my Thermomix when I go camping.
It's been done. But there's Vita barbecue as well. So that's all right.
Yeah,
Vita
exactly.
electric barbecue is a thing. But this has got a massive battery. How is it? Is it 100?
Yeah.
How big is the battery on this one?
Yeah, so the gross nominal is 115 kilowatt hours, but the usable is 108.7.
108. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a huge battery. It's
Yeah.
which is why you can do the
And the expected range.
sorry.
Yeah.
Well, WLTP, take that with a grain of salt, is 805 kilometers.
Yeah.
Realistically, unrealistic. I would take 15 to 20% off that.
Yeah.
Once again, it depends on how you drive. And I used to be a lead foot, so I do like my quick pickups. And also, I don't need to talk, tell you how EVs work, but and all your viewers will know this, but weather conditions, and all those kind of factors into the range.
Yeah, it was a big promise. I think maybe it was a response to some Chinese competition to try and say, "Hey, we're back, we're here." But yeah, realistically, again, it's probably not expected, is it, to get that sort of range? Is there anything else that you feel BMW could have done better, or you'd like to see a little bit different?
I think, as I said, the bonnet, the an electronic opening of that, so I can easily access the front boot would be nice. I've also never had a car where there's a massive moonroof or sunroof and not have a cover. So I did initially question. I know they said that it's it filters 100% of UV and filters 80% of the heat, but I don't have a garage. My car sits in the driveway. An Aussie summer, multiple days of high 30s, 40s. I don't know what the cabin temperature is going to be like. So for me, it would have been nice to have a cover.
If anyone's got some spare timber and some roof cladding in Melbourne and can help Tim build a pergola or just an awning.
Yes, please. Thank you.
No, it is a thing because the Tesla's the same. I don't leave it sitting in the sun of an afternoon because it heats up real fast, and mine's garaged, and I don't drive it in the heat if I can because of that. And otherwise, I've loved it, and I was reticent as well because I wouldn't have chosen that. Now I can't do without it. But yeah, yours living at home, it'll need a cover to stop that Melbourne sun, I think. Yeah, but
Absolutely. Yeah,
And
and you know, I go camping a lot.
yeah,
So and I've got a dog. I would love to have camping mode,
yeah,
which, you know, surprisingly for a car of this value, that there isn't camping mode
yeah,
and there's no pet mode.
yeah.
Um, that
Yeah, I
would have
know.
been nice to
Here's a picture of Scottish wedding mode. All right.
have. Yes, I actually had when I had this video up, the number of people who DM'd me saying, "How did you customize the
Yeah.
screen?" A lot of people had no idea you could do that.
You-
So,
tech,
yeah, yeah.
tech genius.
Well, being Asian as well, I used to work in IT, so I
we've
love
got
fiddling around.
we've got some friends from Hong Kong that got married in Scotland about 10 years ago as well. So
Yes,
there you go. So yeah, it's a thing, and it's a beautiful thing. So hey Tim, thanks very much for joining us. Look forward to catching up in another 6 months or so. You might BMW already pestering you about another one already. Yeah, they can't get
well,
you out of this one into the new one again, surely.
I know. I can't talk to you about this other one as yet.
I think I did see in one of your videos there is another EV in your driveway as well. Yeah, you both got one.
Oh no, unfortunately, that's a plug-in hybrid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Sorry, we'll just bleep that. Bleep that. We've just taken it. We'll bleep that out as well. Okay, that's fine. If you want to catch Tim, he's at Tim Eats and Travels. And if you really want to catch him on TV, you can watch him on GoggleBox, of course. Thanks for joining us, Tim. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, you can come
Thank
back
you
next
so
time and
much.
give us an update on the BMW iX3. Love it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. See you in
Thanks.
6 months.